In today's video, I want to talk about what, in my opinion, and analyzing a lot of top players on console are the best bans to go for inside of competitive, especially since now we have banning available inside of gold. It is really situational based, it's really rank based, but I'm going to go over the most basic and probably best bans you want to go for to have a better experience, because there are certain characters inside of the game that are ridiculously broken because of the season, but also are ridiculously broken because everybody knows how to play them on console. Now, I did have this as like a top 10 list, but it got really messy, and I know a lot of people will have their opinions as to, well, that's stupid, I wouldn't put them on this number or whatever. So go with whatever way you want to go with it. I'm gonna kind of go through a list, but then I'm also gonna dive into situational based. A lot of the top 10 is also situational based. It's up to you, but definitely the top 5-ish, I would say, are almost sometimes a must ban. So the first one I'm gonna go over is Captain America. Now, there is a big rise of Captain Americas in lower ranks, and judging by the top player right now, who is Costco, if you look at any match that they play, one of the enemy teams always seems to ban Captain America. Now, I know that also depends on what team they're playing with and who they are playing with and who they have on their team, but since in Eternity and above, you cannot basically team up with people who are playing as like a, 6-stack. This is honestly target bans slash characters that are extremely annoying, and Captain Americas, the reason they're annoying isn't because they're damaged. It isn't really also because they're distraction. It's mainly because they are master procrastinators. They can jump onto a convoy, and if it's a good Captain America, which it's not a really difficult character to master, they'll just hold that point and you'll never be able to get it. So Captain America is one that I would strongly consider. This top 10 list is really depending on to you what you stumble upon the most, and maybe this video will be like, because on console it is a completely different experience from PC, so the bans will be very different. On PC you'll see a hella ban, whereas on console you'll see, let's say, a different character ban that might be more broken on console itself. The next character I have on the quote-unquote ninth place is Iron Fist. Now, Iron Fist is going to probably rise higher and higher and higher, and the main reason for that is because this is going to be the best character to swap out for if you don't have accessibility to Wolverine, who is also a popular ban and we will be getting into just a while, because they do now deal 20% more damage on, let's say, tanks. Basically, it's a health difference thing, and if a character has a lot of health, an Iron Fist will be able to walk up and just fist that tank like crazy and take him down very fast. So it's definitely a ban that I would consider in the future, maybe not right now. It's a risk that you could go for and have a better experience if you're a tank player. This is where the like situational based stuff comes in. With Captain America, it can apply to any match, it doesn't matter who you play, whereas with Iron Fist, if you're a tank player and you happen to get destroyed by an Iron Fist from match to match to match, I would strongly consider starting to ban them, because it could mean that either you're just really unlucky and are stumbling upon a bunch of Iron Fists, or it is because they're on the rise, especially on console. Since this character doesn't really require a lot of aim, it insta locks onto characters. It's a character that will become ridiculously popular the more that we go inside of season 2. The next one that I have on 8 is Wolverine. This is it's just like basic. If you're any kind of tank player, go for him. He's still a really popular ban, and there is definitely a lack of them inside the game, but he will be receiving a skin soon-ish, which is the patch one, the one where he's wearing the white suit, and definitely a lot of people will start playing him again, so maybe when that skin comes out, start banning him. But overall, Wolverine hasn't had any changes. He's still ridiculous, and it blows my mind that people don't play him, but I think it's because there's some better replacements for him, or at least characters that can not only deal with tanks but with other players. And yeah, tank player, concentrate on Iron Fist or Wolverine, you will probably really notice a huge difference. Now for 7, this one kind of hurts me, but honestly I have noticed a huge difference in season 2 ever since I personally started playing him, or at least trying to fill this role, and that is Rocket Raccoon. He is actually insane in season 2. Dare I say the best character, but I don't want to put him higher on the list for bans because I don't want him to be banned. If you have a Rocket Raccoon on your team and the enemies have a Rocket Raccoon on your team, if you don't concentrate that Rocket Raccoon, he will be the reason why the team never dies. I have poured in way too many hours on him right now inside of competitive. He's like one of my mains right now, which doesn't get banned. But honestly, if you want to concentrate on any healer, don't go for any other ones like Luna, which is now a completely pointless ban because the Namor ability is completely gone, or let's say Sue or anything like that. Maybe Loki, but but Rocket Raccoon is a ridiculous healer. Not only does he have the revive, but his ultimate is absolutely insane now with healing and damage, and that little critter can deal a lot of damage. I get quite a few kills in my matches, especially on tanks. Kind of this tier list just changed into, if you're a tank player, maybe you should go for these, but Rocket Raccoon players, they just think you're supposed to heal, which you're not. It depends on the player, but again, revives and that ultimate overall, console, not console, Rocket Raccoon is a monster of a healer. So I don't know, it's up to you. I wouldn't recommend it because it would make me upset if he became a really popular ban, if all of a sudden this video somehow gained traction, which is almost impossible. He's up there. Number 6, I have Namor. This one is for all of my dives out there. Please stop going for Hulk. I get it. Hulk makes him powerful with that laser, but also not really. You have to stumble upon a ridiculously good Hulk for this meta to work, because there's a lot of good Namor players out there. He isn't the most difficult character to play, but I've noticed that a lot of console players have him up to Lord and ridiculous amount of hours, so you will always stumble upon a good Namor. But the fact that Hulk isn't as popular of a character, there's no point going for that ban on Hulk. Go for Namor. Even if you're not a dive player, honestly, Namor is probably one of my favorite bans to do in the lower ranks right now, because a lot of people are super obsessed with trying to do the Hulk laser squid thing. It's gonna die down, I can promise you that, because the squid doesn't slow you down or anything like that, and it makes it extremely obvious to destroy. But if you're a dive player, yeah, still go for Namor. Number 5 is Groot. This is another tank that we have on the list, which is weird because I would have said in the past don't ban any tanks, but Cap, Master Procrastinator, and Groot is just ridiculously broken inside the game still to this day. It's a tank that I agree with whenever people ban. I'm like, okay, I get it. I don't see any problem with doing that ban because he is stupid broken. So if you go up against a Groot, you might have the most miserable time, but that's where Wolverine comes in. So it's kind of like a 50-50, and if they ban Wolverine, they just go Iron Fist. So you could look at this list as like, okay, so I should ban these characters or I should start playing these characters. Number 4 gets interesting. I have Mr. Fantastic. Now this character is thankfully kind of rising again. Well, he was, I guess the only time that he was ever at the top was when he released and everybody wanted to play him, but Mr. Fantastic has always been incredible. I absolutely adore playing him. I need to finish him off. I haven't really touched upon him in quite some time. Well, I've returned towards the end of last season, and now with this season, I'm just concentrating more on healing right now. But Mr. Fantastic is incredible, and here is why. The main reason Mr. Fantastic is like one of the best DPS inside of the game, and why I think you should start concentrating him is because he is a menace against DPS that are dive. He can deal with an Iron Fist. He can especially deal with a Black Panther. Sometimes I dealt with them and I can bet you that they were infuriated. They're like, how am I being defeated by Mr. Fantastic? Well, his arm stretching and then having the ability to then bounce to them and throw them off from their, like, you know, the quick like combination ability of like, oh, I'm gonna throw my thing on the ground and then dash through these healers. You can throw them off of that instantly. They lose a bunch of health and they skedaddle away. Even if you don't kill them, it's really good. The fact that he goes into the big ability and then can absolutely demolish those DPS, but also demolish healers if the ability to get back into the backline is there. It's a character that I would consider start banning because he's gonna become extremely popular. He's like one of the top bans in higher ranks. It is because one of the top players on PlayStation console really likes playing Mr. Fantastic, but that's because now he's ridiculously broken. He's so freakishly good. So I'm happy, sad and happy because the bans will probably become more popular, but happy because my boy finally is getting some love out there from people, and it's about damn time. They're probably gonna nerf him next season, or well, next season half. So let's cherish the moment while we can. And now the top 3. The number 1 will definitely confuse a lot of people. It's gonna take me a lot of explaining, and I have my receipts, don't worry, but let's just get the 2 back to back out of the way. The most default freaking bans for console players, and the only reason I'm putting them up here is because you can hit 2 birds with 1 stone, because all console players in lower ranks are ridiculously predictable. Unless you're in the top tier of ranks and you know all these players and you know what they perform best, you will be able to 100% target ban someone with these 2, and one of them is Black Panther and one of them is Spider-Man. The reason I have Black Panther below Spider-Man is because Spider-Man will always be annoying because of the Venom ability. I don't think Venom is worth banning, definitely. He's also a Master Procrastinator, but hold up a minute, if your team concentrates him, you'll deal with him. Whereas unfortunately Spider-Man is a menace. You know, J. Jonah, as those memes go, he was correct because Spider-Man is a freaking menace, but always from what I've noticed, if you ban a Spider-Man, you will ban a Black Panther player as well if you go for their Black Panther after that. We've even had a match where I don't know how Rivals didn't ban this person, but he went on match after match after match after match where he refused to play because his damn Spider-Man and Black Panther were banned, or one was banned. People are little kids on console, like they're actually little kids. shreds. And Spider-Man is ridiculously broken, especially since from what I've heard, his ultimate is charged up even faster than before. But also then Black Panther is a menace. Yes, I know Mr. Fantastic, but let's say they start banning Mr. Fantastic. Who's gonna deal with him? Namor? They're also gonna go for Namor, because those are the two counter dives, in my opinion, like one of the best, apart from Emma. Emma's also really good. We'll get into Emma in a while. But yeah, Black Panther and Spider-Man, I think they're still worthy bans. I think the #1 spot is the best ban for anyone at all, especially tanks. Spoiler, shreds tanks a tiny bit. But yeah, Black Panther, Spider-Man, default reaction from a console player to say ban these characters, because I know that is like, you know, the most popular 2 bans from last season and this season, but there's a reason. You can always catch someone, because everyone loves Spider-Man and everyone loves Black Panther, so hit 2 birds with 1 stone. Now, ladies and gentlemen, a ban or a character you should start playing in competitive because it's insanely broken. Wanda, aka Scarlet Witch. Now hold up a minute. The reason I think this is one of the best bans inside of the game is because that Doctor Strange team up is nuts. Now you might be like, oh, but it has a 30-second cooldown. 30 seconds is nothing. Oh, but you needed Doctor Strange. Do you realize that Doctor Strange was the meta and every person ever poured in countless hours into Doctor Strange? Ask any tank player, they know how to play Doctor Strange. Wanda is a menace. Now, if you don't know what her ability does, holding down the left trigger on a console controller, which I'm holding my hand and you can't see, and then holding down R2 at the same time, once this ability is activated, not only does the L2 special ability with Doctor Strange shred through, let's say, tanks, because they're just massive giants that are incredibly easy to aim at, but then also R2 will aim at them as well. So you will be dealing double damage and absolutely shredding through shields, through tanks, through DPS, and through healers, and more than likely winning that match. It is absolutely insane. Now, yes, her ultimate sucks booty cheeks, but then the fact that she also has those bombs that she throws at people with L2 or whatever it is on your controller, and then also the aim assist. Every console player knows how to play Wanda. If you look on your enemy team or your teammates, look at their career. If they don't have it hidden, there is a very high chance that you will stumble upon or find a player that is a Wanda main. There was a match that we played where we banned Wanda. Our team fuming, furious. Yes, we lost. I lost like 27 points or whatever. We don't talk about the amount of points we lost. It was honestly because this was like the only match ever where we stumbled upon the greatest Hulk player ever and the greatest Namor player, which they did switch to triple healer. It was a messy match, but one of the players who was ridiculously angry at us on the enemy team, who ended up playing a healer who requires absolutely no aim, because guess what? They play Wanda. How many hours do they have on Wanda? 105 hours on Wanda. And right now, Wandas are thriving. If you look at their history, maybe they didn't have a Doctor Strange in this match. Oh wait, no, they did. And they ended up winning. 9 final hits, nothing crazy. This match, also a Wanda, and look, Mr. Fantastic. 6 final hits. Wandas are ridiculously popular to stumble upon. And the fact that on top of being ridiculously popular to stumble upon, she requires no aim. Console players have no aim. It's a ban that I'm gonna stand by, and I'm gonna do, and I will fight people to the grave. She is ridiculously broken. And my other receipt is, I played a match as one, and I might not have a lot of final hits, but my god, it was stupid. We didn't let them move. They even had to switch to the Wanda Strange team up, but it was a bit too late. We demolished, we dominated. She is stupid broken, and it's a ban that I will tell you, go for. Seriously, it is stupid broken, and I guess you might have more important bans to go for, like Spider-Man or Black Panther or Namor or whatever, or Mr. Fantastic, but Wanda, my god, it's so worth it. Seriously, it is so worth going for that woman right now. Maybe it'll change, but at least in Diamond to Platinum, she's mean. She's very, very mean. Now let's go over 3 honorable mentions. Number 1, Johnny. Johnny is on a bit of a rise. He's definitely one of the top players that people are banning in competitive on high ranks on console/PlayStation. So there's a reason why that's happening. You should probably start concentrating him. If not, start banning him if you stumble upon players. Probably not a ban that you should go for just yet, but I'm telling you, this will become a popular ban in the higher ranks. Just putting my, like, hey, it's gonna happen. You watch, or, well, you should start playing him because he's kind of broken. Emma Frost, listen, she's a ridiculous tank. I think you should maybe go for her sometimes because Magneto with her and Psylocke are meanies. Definitely not ban worthy please don't go for Psylocke or Magneto. You're wasting your ban. Actually, a waste of a ban is when nobody bans anyone, but it's still, my opinion, a waste of a ban. And lastly, Hela. For, you know, any flying character, she's definitely better than she was before. I've noticed a big rise of Helas in the past, or at least present. But at the end of the day, ladies and gentlemen, it's all dependent on what rank you are in. If you're in the higher ranks, you'll stumble upon players that learned the actual broken characters on PC because they listen to their favorite freaking streamers and not realize that there are actually broken characters on console that perform better on console because the game is kind of different on two different things. And then also at the end of the day, you could just absolutely not listen to me, have your own opinion, say I lied and I'm stupid and I smell, and then move on with your life and then go ban Spider-Man and Black Panther and yeah, win your matches. If whatever works for you. Wanda's working for us to ban because goddamn she's stupid broken. Yeah. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you guys next one. Peace out.